Good morning, band class. How are you guys? Why don't we go ahead and read the learning target out loud? Ready? Go. Nice job. And the essential question? Ready? Go. The language objective and rudiment/groove of the week is staccato, which means short. And the single stroke 4 is still our rudiment of the week. And we're going to take a look at groove number 2 on the poster today. So percussion, you can head over and do that at any point. Please take out your planner and write down the homework for Friday, which is tomorrow. While you're doing that, just a reminder that the old homework is to fill out the band survey with a parent, read the band handbook, and click on the quiz, the link there, and to buy a band book. While you're filling out the planner and making sure that you're ready with that musicianship number 1 project due tomorrow at midnight, I'll go on through the slideshow. We'll come back to this, but this is the agenda. Today we'll be taking a music literacy pretest, and we'll be opening up a new app called the Music Theory app, which is already on your iPad, and we'll be solidifying and finishing up working on our list of hobbies and such. Today is Music Theory Thursdays. Here are the people missing their legal forms. Take a look. The list is getting smaller. Thank you. If you're one of these people who plays French horn, baritone, or tuba, and you don't have an instrument at home yet, please come see me right now. Also, French horn players that still have a single horn at home should also come see me, and I'll get you a double horn right now. Quick tip! Your ligature should be low and loose. We are literally asking a reed to vibrate, and then some of you are choking that reed and asking it not to vibrate. So we really do want those screws to be kind of loose. They can be snug, but definitely not tight. I like to think that I tighten them with the tips of my fingers, not the side of my fingers, and put a bunch of wrist into it. Just my tips of my fingers. And also you can see right here there's a line on most mouthpieces. We want to make sure the ligature is below that line. And especially when we're learning, we might want even more reed to vibrate. So if we move even farther down here, we might get even more reed to vibrate. So that's your quick tip. Make sure you have enough reed to vibrate and that it's not choked off by being too tight. Quote of the day: in the end, we shall have had enough of cynicism, skepticism, and humbug, and we shall want to live more musically. Vincent van Gogh. Joke of the day: what do you get when you drop a piano into a mine shaft? A flat minor. Setup tips here: move your music stands up and away from you. So raise them up and push them away from you. You can do that right now. Here's the picture of the day. That's actually called the Picasso guitar. It was built for Pat Metheny. You can look that up later. So that is it for the slideshow. I'm going to jump over to the agenda here and just make sure we're doing the next thing. Right now I'd like to give you 2 minutes to work on making a list, in case you haven't started yet, on your hobbies, things you collect, pets, sports, family, what gets you excited, and something unique about you. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that right now. Here we go. 2 minutes starts now. I'll put that list back up. Hopefully you found a piece of paper or a notability document, somewhere to write some things down. What we're looking for now is just a list. If you want to whisper quietly to the people around you for some ideas, that would be fine too. What we're looking for is a list so that when you go to film your video tonight, you've already got a head start. We'll be playing number 159 in the book again today, so you should have all the parts of this video ready to go, and all that's left is to film it. So create a list using these things in red right here. 50 seconds left. So once again, we're writing down some things that we can mention in our video tonight. Things that are unique about you that help me get to know you might be the most important thing. What is it that makes you different than other students? What kind of unique interests do you have? Something that I can talk to you about? This is basically stuff that I'm going to write on my attendance chart so that I can be reminded what you're all about and maybe strike up a conversation with you. What gets you excited? Describe your family to me, or maybe put some pictures in your video, or even introduce them in your video. Do you have any pets? What sports do you play? Any collections? Looks like our time is up on that. I just wanted to give you a heads up and get started on that. I didn't want to take too much time. All right. Up next right here is the music literacy pretest. So the place that you will find that is in Schoology. When you go to Schoology, if you're on the materials or the updates page, you should find it right there in your list of upcoming events. It's right here. Music literacy pretest, pitch and intonation. So I'll go ahead and stop the video. You can pause the video right now and we'll take that test. It's a bunch of questions and it should take about 5 minutes. All right, after you've paused and done that, taken that music literacy pretest, we're going to move on to Music Theory Thursdays. This is the Theory app. On your iPads, you all have this app called Theory Lessons and this app called Tenuto. They're both from the same company and they have a website. The website is musictheory.net. Tenuto is where we play games and test and work on our knowledge of music theory, but there are also some lessons. So we're going to click on Music Theory Lessons and join into that and go on to this lessons list. And I'm going to introduce the staff, clefs, and ledger lines. This is a staff. This is the foundation upon which notes are drawn. The modern staff comprises 5 lines and 4 spaces. Every line of the staff, or the space on the staff, represents a white key on the keyboard. The clefs are assign individual notes to certain lines. Essentially, this is the letter G, this is the letter F. Back in the Renaissance times and medieval times, they used fancy cursive lines to draw the G. Well, and this circle around right here is actually circling the G line, which is right there. The F clef is supposed to look kind of like an F with the 2 dots representing the 2 lines on an F. And that surrounds the F line. So if you're not sure if every good boy does fine, or FACE, or all cows eat grass, you can just remember that the treble clef is actually a G, like that, and you can count up from there. Or, well, and then there's ledger lines above that, and that's where we place an extra shelf so we can get up above the staff. They just didn't want to bother us with more than 5 lines. I'm sure someone tried at some point with 10 lines, but it just got to be too much. So 5 lines, and this is somebody back in medieval times just saying, you know what, let's make this F. It became popular, and so now we use it still. Finally, this is the grand staff. This is 5 lines plus 5 lines and 1 extra in the middle. We typically take that one out. We put the clefs on top and bottom, and that middle ledger line there is C. This is commonly called middle C. So, there you have your first lesson. You can certainly go back to this website or go back into the Music Theory app anytime, where you can learn about different rhythms. You can learn about measures and time signatures, rests, dots and ties, steps and accidentals, simple and compound meters, and it goes all the way up through the college level. So for those of you who want to advance, this is very, very, very much aligned with what you might do in high school or college. So the more you study music, the more you want to move up in these lessons. They're perfectly designed. All right, and that is it for this video. After this, we're going to play concert B-flat intervals, chorales, scales, flow studies, and number 159 in the book, followed by Peter Gunn and Tempest.